Okay, hey everybody, Requin here, and today I'm going to teach you how to randomize Pokemon games for Desume and Visual Boy Advance emulators. And I'm going to show you how to get Visual Boy Advance and Desume emulators working. So first, you're going to want to, open up your Chrome browser or whatever browser you use. Let me scroll that out of the way. That too. And that. And then you're going to want to look up Desume. We're going to do Desume first. Desume download. And then you can go to desume.org and you can click any of these options, a 32-bit, 64-bit if you're 64-bit, and 32-bit for older systems. And then for Mac you can get that. And then you want to download a 64-bit. I'm just going to download it just to show you. I already have it, but you're going to want to download it. And then you're going to need a zip extractor like WinZip or WinRAR or 7-zip. You're going to want anything like that. And then you're going to want to click yes, unzip to a folder I choose. And for me, I'm going to do it on my storage. And I'm going to unzip it. And I'm just going to keep clicking this till it goes away. And then that's not all you're going to need to get Desume working. Let me scroll this out of the way. And now I'm going to go back, and you're going to want to click on this, download latest prerequisite installer. And you're going to want to download this. And then you're going to want to unzip to a folder that I choose. Going to need to extract it, and then I'm going to put it under, and then I'm just going to unzip it. And of course I'm going to do that. And now I have the prerequisite installer, and now you're going to want to open it. And now this is going to take place. And now this is going to take place. And now it'll say completed, and then you'll want to close. And that'll help you get Desume working. And then you're going to want to, the next thing you're going to want to look up is Visual Boy Advance, and you're going to go to the emulator zone. And you're going to want to download Visual Boy Advance 1.8.0 beta 3. And then you're going to need to extract it, and you're going to say unzip to a folder I choose. I'm going to get that away. And then I'm going to just extract it to here, unzip. And so now we have Visual Boy Advance and Desume. And so now that you have both of those, now you're going to want to look up Universal Randomizer. and you're going to want to go to downloads. And if you're on Windows, you're going to want to click download for Windows. But if you're on a different platform that's not Windows, you can click download for all other platforms. And so for me, I would click download for Windows. And yes, I would unzip the file to a folder I choose. And of course, I'm going to go to, you're going to want to create a new folder and name it Randomizer, because you're going to get a lot of files in there. So I'm going to do that and that. And now that you have all that, then you're going to want to have Desume and Visual Boy Advance. Oh yeah, duh, I didn't show you where to get games. Then you're going to want to get some games, and you can look up like Pokemon White ROM. And you can get them from ROMs Mania. I like to get them from ROMs Mania. ROMs Mania is a really reliable site to go to, or ROMs Mode. And in this case, I'm going to go to ROMs Mania, and I'm going to show you that you can download this game, and then you can go here, and then you can go to, you want to go to download, browser, you want to go to download more options, and then you're going to want to go to browser download slowest. I'm not going to download it because I already have it, but that's what you want to do. And then you can also get like Game Boy Advanced ROMs. And I'm going to use Pokemon Ruby for an example. You can go to ROMs Mania and get Pokemon Ruby as well, Game Boy Advance games. They have all the Game Boy Advance games, all the Game Boy Color games, all the original Game Boy games, and all the Pokemon DS games. You can just get them all from this website or ROMs Mode. Both websites have all of them. But each time you want to do browser download slowest. That's what you want to do. But now that you have a game, oh, whoops, don't need that. Now that you have a game, you can go to your randomizer folder, and now you're usually going to need to configure it, I think. Oh, I don't think you do. Then you can open up the randomizer. And now you can click Open ROM, and I'm going to use Pokemon White for an example. I'm going to find it, DS games. Oh no, I don't want Mario Party DS. And in this case, I'm going to use Pokemon Black since I used Pokemon White in a failed attempt. So now that I've opened up the Universal Randomizer and opened up my game in the Universal Randomizer, you can click No Game Breaking Moves. You can you can randomize the base stats of the Pokemon to random, shuffle, standardized XP curves, have the base stats follow evolutions, update base stats. And you can randomize the types, random follow evolutions, or random completely. You can randomize Pokemon abilities. You can allow Wonder Guard to have the abilities follow evolutions. You can ban trapping abilities or negative abilities. You can randomize evolutions. You can change impossible evos or make evolutions easier. And so then you can do that. The universal randomizer has ways that Pokemon can evolve. Even if there's normally a way that they can't evolve within that one game. Like trait evolutions, Pokemon with trait evolutions will evolve at level up. And then Pokemon that evolve like in certain areas or whatever, if the area doesn't exist. Like say in Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, how Eevee can evolve into Leafeon or Glaceon in Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum, and there's no way for Eevee to normally evolve into Leafeon or Glaceon in Diamond, in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, then it makes it so there is a way for Eevee to evolve into Leafeon or Glaceon in Heart Gold or Soul Silver. Or any other impossible evolutions, like if they need to like learn a level up move and you randomize the movesets, there's a way to evolve it still. Or like if they need to hold an item and get traded with it, then you can just use have them hold the held item and level them up, and then they'll evolve with it. Or maybe just use the held item on them, then they'll evolve with it. Or whatever the case may be, it changes evolutions that would normally be impossible within the game to be possible. And with evolutions, you can do similar strength, same typing, limit evolutions to 3 stages, force change. And then you can randomize the starter Pokemon you can do custom and pick the starters. Or you can do random completely or random basic Pokemon with 2 evolutions. And then I'm going to click random completely. And then you can randomize the static encounters, which makes it so legendary Pokemon are still swapped with legendary Pokemon, and normal Pokemon are still swapped with normal Pokemon. And so I'm going to click that. Or you can make it so it's random completely. And you can randomize in-game trades, but I usually don't do that. And then you can randomize the base set. And then you can randomize the move sets. I almost said base stats. We already went over base stats. And then you can randomize move power, move accuracy, move PP, move types. I don't really mess with this. I mainly just randomize the move PP because I find that to be kind of interesting. And you can randomize the move category to make it so that way if you want to see like some moves be physical, like Psychic be a physical move instead of a special move, then like Psychic could end up being physical instead of special. But that's only for generations 4 and 5 games. And then you can update moves. And then you can update moves to their Gen 6 power and stuff. And then you can randomize movesets, random preferring same type, random completely, or metronome only mode. I usually don't do that. But you can do random prefer same type. You can make it so every Pokemon starts with 4 moves. You can reorder damaging moves, force a percent of good damaging moves. And then trainer Pokemon, you can make it so the trainer's Pokemon are random type themed. You can make it so rival carries the starter through game. You can try to use Pokemon with similar strength. Don't use legendaries. You can click no early Wonder Guard. You can randomize trainer names, randomize trainer class names. You can force fully evolved. I'm gonna do that level 35, and then you can do a percentage level modifier if you want to make the game harder. And then you can do wild Pokemon. You can randomize them to area 1-to-1 mapping, global 1-to-1 mapping. You can add an additional role of similar strength, catch 'em all mode, type theme areas. You can do time-based encounters, don't use legendary, set minimum catch rate, randomize held items, ban bad items. I usually don't use legendaries, use time-based encounters, or set minimum catch rate. And I don't do similar strength, catch 'em all mode, or type theme areas, or area 1-to-1 mapping, or global 1-to-1 mapping. I usually just do random. And then TMs and HMs, you can randomize the TMs. You can give full HM compatibility, so that way if you go you can give full HM compatibility, so that way like if you need strength in like Ruby and Sapphire or like Rock Smash after you get past Marvel City, you can basically make it so anyone can learn Rock Smash and you're not just like screwed just trying to find a Pokemon that can learn Rock Smash. It basically makes it so any Pokemon can learn any of the HM moves. That way you can just slap an HM move on a Pokemon just so you can get through the game. And you don't have to have issues progressing through the game. And then you can do TM, level up move sanity, keep filled move TMs if you want to, force a person to have good damaging moves. And then you could do TM HM compatibility unchanged, random prefer same type, random completely or full compatibility, which means that any Pokemon would be able to learn any TM move, which I don't do. I usually do random prefer same type. And then field items, you can either do shuffle, randomize, you can either leave it unchanged, shuffle, randomize, or randomize, and you can ban bad items. And then missed tweets, you can pretty much just do fastest text, and then you could ban lucky egg if you feel like you don't want the lucky egg in the game. But for me personally, I prefer having the lucky egg in the game because I feel like if I get the lucky egg, then I'm extremely lucky if I find one. And then you want to go to randomize save when you're done, and then you're going to want to title your game Pokemon Black Extreme, because to me I made it extreme, but you can do whatever you want. But personally, you can do whatever you want. You can randomize it however you want. You don't have to make it extreme. You can randomize it however you want. And when you get here, you can just click no, and then click done. And then you can go to the Desume emulator. And if you want to play with an Xbox controller, you can go to your settings, and then you can go to devices and Bluetooth, and then you can go to add Bluetooth or other device. If your computer has Bluetooth, then you can go to everything else, and if your computer needs a Bluetooth adapter, you can buy one and add it to your computer, so that way you can have your Xbox controller connect via Bluetooth. And then you can click everything else, and then you'll want to click the little button with the three small lines next to it on the top of your Xbox controller, and then the Xbox logo will start glowing, and then it'll say Xbox controller right here, and then you'll want to click on it, and then your Xbox controller will connect to your computer. And then for setting up this controls on Desume, you want to go to control config, and then you'll want to, let me close out Desume and do it again. And then you'll want to, oh wait, my controller's not. Whoopsie. My controller wasn't on there. but let me close out Desume and do it again because, well, my controller wasn't on. And now you want to go to control config, and then you want to do that. Oh crap, I messed up. And then you want to press all the right buttons. And then if you want to speed up, you can go to hotkey config, and then you can and then I have these back shoulder buttons as the speed up button, so you can do that. And then you want to go to file and then open ROM, and then you want to go to where your game is, the file where your game is, and then your randomizer file, and then open up the game that you just randomized, and it'll be Black Extreme, and then the game should work. And then for Visual Boy Advance, you can open up the Visual Boy Advance emulator. Well, not yet, because for Visual Boy Advance, I'm going to show you how to do it for Visual Boy Advance now. And so now, I'm going to show you with Pokemon Sapphire. And so now, we're going to go back to Randomizer. And now I'm going to do Randomizer. And then I'm going to open ROM. And then I'm going to go to this PC. And then for me, I'm going to go to Storage and Reagan. And then I'm going to want to go to GBA ROMs. And then I'm going to do it with Pokemon Sapphire version. And I can randomize the base stats, same thing as before. I'm going to randomize abilities, you can do this. You can randomize evolutions, change the possible evolutions, make evolutions easier. You can randomize the starters, randomize starter held items, ban bad items. You can do random legendary and legendary normal, random completely again. You can randomize the in-game trades if you want. Turn off game-breaking moves. Click no game-breaking moves. You can randomize move power, move accuracy, move PP, move types. You can update moves to their Gen 6 power and stuff. Or you can click Legacy, which changes them to their Gen 5 power instead of their Gen 6 power. And then you can randomize movesets, either click Unchanged, Random Prefer Same Type, Random Completely, or Metronome Only mode. And I'm going to click Random Preferring Same Type. You can click every Pokemon starts with 4 moves, reorder damaging moves, 4% of good damaging moves. And then Trainer Pokemon, you can do random type themed. Rival carry started through game, try to use Pokemon similar strength. Weight types by number of Pokemon with them. Don't use legendaries, you can turn off no or leave Wonder Guard. You can randomize trainer names, randomize trainer class names. For fully evolved Pokemon, I'm going to do that at level 35. I'm going to do that at level 35. Wild Pokemon, random area 1-to-1 mapping, global 1-to-1 mapping again. Similar strength, catch 'em all mode, type theme areas again. And then don't use legendary, minimum catch rate, randomize held items, ban bad items. TMs and 8 gems, you can randomize the TMs and 8 gems. You can do full HM compatibility again, so you don't get screwed over by not being able to have a Pokemon that can't learn a certain HM move. Do TM, level up move sanity, keep fill move TMs if you want to. Enforce a % of good damaging moves. TM and HM compatibility, you can do random prefer same type, random completely, full compatibility, which means any Pokemon would be able to learn any TM. I like to do random prefer same type. Filled items, you can do shuffle or randomize. like before. You can ban bad items. And you can make it so that way in Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald you can use the running shoes indoors. And in Leaf Green and Fire Red you can make it so you use the running shoes indoors. You can give the national dex at start, which is really only useful for Fire Red and Leaf Green, where if you don't have, which is really only useful for Fire Red or Leaf Green, where like certain Pokemon won't be able to evolve and stuff if you don't have the national dex, so that's really what that's useful for. And then you can do lowercase Pokemon names if that bugs you. You can randomize the catching tutorial, but I prefer not to do that because it can break the game. Like in Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, I've seen it where if the catching tutorial is randomized, then it breaks the game. So I'm afraid it would break the game in Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald. And so it's best not to randomize the catching tutorial, just so that way you don't break the game. But then you can do randomized save. In my case, I did Pokemon. I'll do Pokemon Sapphire Extreme. And then I'll save it. And then I click no again. And then I can click done. And then I can X out. And then you can go to your Visual Boy Advance emulator, and then if you, like I said before, if you want to use an Xbox controller if you have one, then you can go to your settings on your computer, on your Windows computer, and then you can go to devices and Bluetooth. You can go to add Bluetooth or other device, everything else, and then you can click the small little button with the 3 lines next to it on your Xbox controller again, and then the Xbox logo will start glowing like I said before, and then it'll say Xbox controller here, and then you'll want to click on your Xbox controller and then it'll connect to your computer. So yeah, and then if you want to configure your settings, you can configure the joypad, and you can come here and you can do that. Oh crap, did I accidentally press B? I did, didn't I? There we go. And then you can have speed up on this, and you can capture it as well, but you don't have, I don't capture it, I just use my OBS to record. When I'm recording something from Visual Boy Advance, I just use OBS instead, because that's just what I use. And yeah, now you can go File, Open, and then I can click Pokemon Sapphire Extreme, and then it'll go small, but you can like make it bigger like this. And yeah, and then your game will be randomized. And so yeah. That's how you randomize a Generation 1 through Generation 5, how you randomize Generation 1 through Generation 5 Pokemon games, and how you get the Desume and Visual Boy Advance emulators to work. And I'm happy you watched this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Redwin out! Make sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter at Redwin Plays on Facebook and at Redwin Plays on Twitter. Redwin out!